Hey guys, how are you doing? So guys, I know I've told you guys before that I use my TikTok to vent. I'm planning on going to therapy for some issues um, that I just don't know if I'm ready to talk about yet. Things like that. But guys, I do use my TikTok to vent about whatever I'm going through. If you can see tears on my face or whatever, let's just say that I had a sensitive moment. Very, very sensitive moment. So, what you do to people has karma. I want everybody to know that. So, guys, I know I mentioned that my mom watches my boys for me. And yesterday, my mom wasn't feeling well, so we decided we were going to just take the boys down there to my mother, which she asked, of course. And so she could watch the kids versus her coming up here because she just was feeling lightheaded and all this stuff, right? Going down there, my husband's gas pedal wire popped, so he couldn't use the gas pedal. So my mom had to come. We were close to her house, so she came a little bit of ways to get the kids for us. And so we can get back to the house. So me and my husband, talking in the car, decided that, his boss was going to take him to work and I was going to take a lift. So we both wouldn't miss work, right? Well, my husband and his boss is definitely working on getting the part today to get the car fixed. So thank the Lord for that. But y'all, forgive my dog, but here's the problem. So I don't know if I mentioned this, that Apple has been charging me nonstop with $10 charges back to back, sometimes like 5 times in a day, for me to use my apps and for me to download an app. I don't know why it's doing that. I've had the conversation with our provider, and it got to the point I had to block the card, of course. So, anyway, I thought I still had my Lyft on my phone, but for some reason my phone storage doesn't hold a lot of storage, even when I had bought like the extra space and stuff like that. It's just, I don't like iPhones. I don't like it. But anyway, so being responsible with a big person, I called my job an hour and a half before my shift and explained to them, I didn't have a ride. And, of course, trying to download the app on my phone for Lyft, it won't allow me to do it. So I didn't have any option. And, of course, I didn't want my husband's boss to come off the job to come get me. So, besides, I don't think that'd be, I don't know. Anyway, so I called my job because I know that my job, whenever a lot of people call out or, they say they don't have a ride to work, they would go get them and bring them to work without a problem. They literally would rush out the door like they're going to get a pound of cocaine or some shit, like literally out the door to go get them, because they don't want their employees to be late. So I'm like, okay, cool, that's nice. And even, they've even had a conversation with me, that if you didn't have a ride to work, just let us know and someone will come and get you. Now, guys, I live 5 minutes from the job. 5 minutes. So I spoke to one manager, and she transferred me to the shift manager for today. And I talked to her, and she said, okay, well, let me call you back. Let me talk to the GM. So she talked to the GM. She called me back, and she asked me where I live, and I told her. And she said, oh, you're 5 minutes away. And I'm like, yeah. Yeah, I'm really like down the street from the job, And she asked the question out loud to everybody. So who's going to go get Whitney? She's only 5 minutes down the road who's going to go get her and bring her to work. You hear nothing for a minute. Then she asks the GM. She says her name, and she says, "Are you going to go get her?" Now, mind you, most of the time a GM is sitting down on her computer, or she's just sitting down watching people for hours. So she's not doing anything. She has that time to go and get someone if they need to get to work, right? This lady starts laughing, uncontrollably laughing at the situation. And here's the crazy part. The managers you expect that respects you and look out for you, so I thought, started laughing too. You know how when a person laughs and all of a sudden you start laughing with them? And to some people, you feel like that's okay. That just makes the situation worse and make people really, really don't like you. Because there's no reason for you to be laughing at me when we're supposed to be team players and help each other. I'm 5 minutes from the job. 5 minutes. Now, I've seen people be late and call in and say, "Hey, I don't got a ride." But I'm calling you an hour and a half before my shift. They call you an hour late. And you run out there and go get them like it's no big thing. It's the ones that really that really are respecting the business. And even if you're new or not new, you get shitted on. For what reason? That's why I hate calling the job. Because it's like professionalism is out the fucking door. If I wanted somebody to laugh at me, I'd have just laughed at myself. And then you say, "Oh, we'll figure something out, Whitney." Which means you're not going to come get me. But then you want to complain that I'm missing a day or two and that I need to get it together. Versus if I'm asking you, I don't have any other option. I know you guys will go and get the person with no questions asked. What was the reason for you doing me like this? But then when I'm back at work, you want me to run around like fucking Roadrunner and shit. You wonder why people quit? You wonder why people stop fucking respecting people? Is because of shit like this. It's ridiculous. But I'm enjoying my fucking day. I am, because I'm going to work out. And I'm going to enjoy this fucking day. I'm enjoy it. Thank you guys for listening and letting me vent. I appreciate it. Take care.